Well, it's September here in California. It's been a while since I did a review of my mangoes. Let's take a look at everything's been pretty green. We got some rain not so long ago from a storm. So let's take a look at the plants and see how everything's doing in terms of this grafted tree. Most of the fruits that's sticking on here right now is actually a little gem. See this right here. It's kind of I just pick them off, but all these other ones are sticking. These are all little gem. Not sure if they're gonna hold, but they look pretty good so far. And the two large ones here in the back is also little gem. Tree's doing pretty well for little gem. This one's the Loris, and no fruits. It bloomed, but nothing kind of held. And I had some birds earlier this year that was picking at the immature fruitlets. That's the Loris. Back here is Sunrise. Unfortunately, no fruits on it this year. Maybe next year. This right here is Super Julie. Looks like it's doing better. Had like a bit of infestation with aphids, but I think it's all gone now. I'm not sure why this stem is dying back, but I'll probably end up cutting it. There's a few fruits on this. They're pretty miniature size, so it doesn't look like it's going to get any bigger. Kind of see right here, they're not that large. There's two more here, about the same size. I think they're going to ripen soon, so yeah, hopefully I'll get to taste it, even though it's a miniature fruit. These should be bigger, but I think there was some issue with fungal issue when they bloom, so we get these little kind of nubbins and not full size fruit, and this seems to be it. There's some newer blooms here. These look like they will be pretty clean, so we'll see what happens. This right here is sweet tart. None of the blooms stuck on this one, but it's developing some nice size. Okay. Up next, got quite a few grafts on this one. This is peach cobbler. Put a few grafts on. I don't think some of it's gonna make it, but we'll see what happens. This is Maha. Some pretty nice fruits here, nice size ones. Maha Chinook. Got here Harvest Moon. This right here is ice creams. Actually beginning to look pretty decent. This down here, right here. I should have 3 stems. All my ice cream grafts and the plant, it just doesn't really look that great. So it's nice seeing that this one actually looks pretty decent. So up here is Prom Chimera. It's kind of like a pretty weak growth, but there's one fruit here. I don't know if it's gonna hold, but let's see. Prom Chimera. This right here is Valkyrie. Back here is Honeykiss. This right here is a mislabeled Kill Savoy. Unfortunately, it's not. I think this might be a Golden Queen slash Kiliai slash Cat Saigon. I think this is what it is. Okay, this is Malika. The fruits in the back is Ambrosia. Pretty nice size fruit so far. I actually have 4 fruits. 2 other one that was much larger, but it broke off the other day. The branch actually broke itself. I'm not really sure what happened. It seemed fine, but I have a feeling that maybe some of the birds might have got to it and end up breaking the branches. I've been having a lot of these little birds coming over that's been pecking the fruits and pecking the fruitlets and stuff. But this is ambrosia right here, these two fruits. This is the plant itself. Nice, vigorous growing plant. Definitely a variety I would recommend. It's very vigorous. Okay. This is Juliet. All the fruitlets dropping. We'll see. I'm hoping to get some good growth on this going forward. This right here is Diamond. Very interested in this one just because it's a Nam Dak Mai seedling. No, let me restate that. It's a Kerry seedling, I believe, and with a possible parent of a Nam Dak Mai. So we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of interested in some of the green, the varieties that you could eat green, whether it's sour or sweet. Okay, right here is more peach cobbler, a few different grafts I put on it. This right here is Pineapple Pleasure. It's beginning to look like it's doing something. Beginning to look like it's finally growing, so hopefully I'll get a bit more growth on it before the end of the year. This is a few new different grafts here. This was just grafted this year. It's looking really nice right now. It is Sindri. I believe it's a variety from Egypt. Nice growth right here on it. Another graft that I grafted this year. Grafted it April 15th. And growing out quite nicely, bunch of branching. This is called Safida Lucknow, an Indian variety. You can see the growth right there, looking really nice. Okay, this was the Maha I was kind of speaking of before. This is an Alfonso graft that I took this year, and the Harvest Moon I referred to back in the beginning, when I was beginning of the tree. Okay, there's this tree. Take a look at some of the grass. This is orange sherbet. Some of you might notice that I cut these leaves, and if you ask me why, it's because it kind of helps with the wind. Usually we get some pretty strong winds, usually not in summer, but we had a storm that came through, and I just cut out leaves to make sure that it would minimize some of the wind impact. If not, the entire leaves gets picked up quite a bit by the wind and could break some of the new grass, or even some of the old trees, old branches. So this one is orange sherbet. Couple grass that's so wait on to see what happens. This right here is Sissy Love. This is Super Julie. Had a few fruits on here. They all kind of didn't make it. They end up dropping. This is a new bloom that came up. Looks like they might hold. We'll see. Right here is a let's see, I forgot which one that is. Giselle. It's supposed to be a quite vigorous variety, so we'll see how it does. This one is Guava, or Saint Talon. It kind of goes by both names. Some people call it Guava, some people call it Saint Talon. It's a Myanmar variety. I had a chance to try the fruit for the first time this year, and it's really delicious. So glad I was able to at least graft this variety on here. Okay, right here's my another Malika. The Malika grafts I have so far, they've been looking pretty well. So hopefully in a year or two they give me some fruits. This is the sweet tart right here. I got a little nubbin sized fruit. It's not gonna get any larger, but it looks like it's beginning to ripen. So maybe like in a month, I'll probably pick it and it should ripen well. This right here is, what is this one? This one is Angie. Yeah, so this one's Angie. Never had the fruit before, but it's beginning to yellow a bit, so hopefully I get to taste it this year. Down here is the rootstock variety. It's a full-size Manila rootstock right here, pretty large. This is some of the nubbins. So I'm gonna let these ripen, and then we could probably do a video showing the difference in the size and how they look like when they're both ripen, with a full-size fruit and like a nubbin-sized one. Okay, some more grass. This is Duncan. Grafted it this year, so hopefully it does well. This right here is a Zale, I think it's Zale N12. There's not much information on this, but it's one of the grass that made it, so lucky to have it here. Okay, next up, this one is an orange sherbet. Graft is pushing. This on top right here is Nam Dak Mai Mun. It's a Nam Dak Mai strain that you could eat while it's green and crunchy. It's supposed to be sweet when it's green and crunchy, versus a strain like Nam Dak Mai Mafor, which is sour when it's green. Okay. This is another Brahma Chimea that I just recently grafted from my from a branch from my other tree. Okay, this right here, this little gem. Oh, I did have a little gem on the first tree. I forgot to mention that. So this is another little gem. It's looking good. This one is called Ewise, which is an Egyptian mango. I'm trying a lot more of the Egyptian mango. I think they might do better. They might do well in our climate here in coastal California. So see how it is. It's called Ewise. This is another Super Julie. This one is actually, this one is the Super Julie. So this is Super Julie right here. This right here is a collar. So I grafted it this year around April. Okay, this one is called Tom Pecan. I don't really know much about it. So there's a Thai variety. So Tom Pecan. I think I'm pronouncing that all incorrectly, but that's what it is. Okay, this main big area right here is an ST Maui. I attempted several grafts. Most of it looked like it failed, but unfortunately it failed. So this one's an ST Maui. This is the Iman Passan. Lots of people have told me that this is one of the best tasting varieties they had. So let's see how it goes. It's a bit more dwarfish in nature compared to a lot of other varieties. It kind of reminds me a bit of the way an ice cream grows. It's like, you know, thin stems, thin leaves. There's a lot of actually a lot of failed attempted grafts I had. So this is pushing out right now. This is this right here is a Sassy Love. It's doing pretty well. Hope I get a bit more growth this year. Got lots of veggies and watermelon growing here. Lots of kind of grafts here. Some are still green, some has failed already. Okay, this is a Florigon. This is a Bombay. And this one right here is a Cat Saigon, Golden Queen, Kilyai, lots of names for it. I have 2 fruits that's hanging on. It doesn't look like it's going to get any bigger. Again, I think these are giant fruit size fruits, but you know, I think there's some issue with it when it grows in our spring, and there's fungal issues. So actually this one's still pretty nice size, even though I think it's what I've been calling nubbins, where it doesn't have an embryo inside. And this definitely looks like it. I think you get a full size fruit of one of these, they're about like a foot long maybe. See, there's a few more grafts here that's kind of doing well. Yeah, another Egyptian variety called Hindi Bessinara. Trying to look at my tags. There's like so many graphs, sometimes I lose track of the name. So this one is Hindi Bessinara. Let me kind of take a look at it from the other side. So that right there is a Zebda, grafted this year. That right there is a fruit cocktail. Okay. Here's my tree. It's actually got a lot of failed grafts on this, so it's nice to see some of the grafts that did make it doing really well. I think I showed this before. This is a Super Julie right here. This one's a Super Julie, looking really good. This right here is a Cotton Candy. And I'm glad that I ended up grafting this because my original plant died this winter. And then down here is a cat that I recently grafted, and it looks like it's doing amazingly. Yeah, look at this. When did I graft this? So I grafted this 6/29 on the first day of September here, so it's been about 2 months of growth. And look what it's done. It's grown about, I think it's about 2 feet now. So this is a cat. There's a better view of the graft down here. So 2 months of growth from this. So Okay, up next. Okay, this one's oh, let me. So this one's Floragon. I think I mistaken. I think I mentioned my other one is Floragon, but that was a Cat Saigon. I think what I mentioned it earlier. It's actually Cat Saigon, not Floragon. But this one is Floragon. It's beginning to leaf out. Grass is doing well. None of the fruits kind of made it this year. And this right here is a gram. It's quite a bunch of fruitlets. I don't know if they're gonna make it, but we'll see. It's pretty late in the year already. I got one large nice fruit here and one that's beginning to develop into a good size here. So maybe hopefully I get to taste some of it this year. They're going to leaf out kind of some vegetative growth, which is good. Some grafts, not sure it's gonna make it. This is actually right here a lemon zest. Lemon zest right here. This right here is a Juliet. And this one right here is, what is this? A little gem. Okay, that's my update, at least for these 8 trees right here.